We just sent out the teaching and learning principles graph again for you to take a look at, and I wanted to emphasize a few things that would go along with that. One of the things that really concerns me is that we have gotten so far away from fundamental things that we are not teaching the fundamental, we're just teaching stuff. And one of the areas I want to go through today is that of alignment for the legs for total integration of the body. We talked about the B3 bands and how they can influence, again, GH, as well as, again, just good, intense work without stress on the joints. And I found them to be exceedingly beneficial. One of the things that I feel is the most impactful thing I've done since high intensity training back in 70, 71. Kim Woods of the Cincinnati Bengals, Arthur Jones' concept of training and so forth. So going back to, again, the bow tie and the importance of starting with the athlete in a good body position. And these are all things I think are better done going through them in slow motion so that the athlete can actually feel each integration of the muscles involved in what you're trying to do. First of all, with the bow tie, as we've talked about before, yes, there's a lot of importance in just pulling the shoulders back. But the other thing that's so important with it that, again, I just found out and realized recently is not just pulling back and get the scapular traction, but also pulling them down. This integrates in the whole posterior chain much more inclusively than just pulling the shoulders back. And that's what we want for movement. Again, we're movement educators. That's what we should be doing. We aren't power lifters. We aren't bodybuilders. We aren't, although there'll be concepts of all that and what we're trying to teach, that's not our purpose. Our purpose is to teach them how to move better, move more efficiently, and use their bodies as best as they possibly can. The first thing I want to do now after the shoulders, you get that integrated, you get the scapulas pulled back, you pull the shoulders down. Then the next thing I want to emphasize is the alignment of the knees. I learned this in Pilates years ago, the importance of the alignment of the knees, and no matter what you do with the feet, okay, the knees need to be aligned with the first or second toe. So you're going to be aligned with the big toe and the second toe, and that knee needs to stay in alignment with that. It doesn't want to be inside of the big toe. It doesn't want to be outside of the second toe. It wants to be right in between. When you do that, you'll feel the integration all the way up through the abs and all the way up through the body. I don't care what exercise you're doing, whether you're doing a standing position type work or you're doing a seated position work. Was with Charles Bentley a while back, and we were talking about the Pec Fly machine that Powerlift had made, and it's a great piece. Check it out if that's what you're in looking for. But again, it's important that when you do any of these seated exercises that you get your body in an integrated position. That way everything is working together. It's not you aren't working against yourself. So whether you have your toes out or you have your toes in, the knee needs to stay on the first, second toe for it to be integrated all up into the waist area. So example, knees out. Okay, again, first, second toe, and you want to track all the way down through the first and second toe. Toes in, okay, knees again tracking on the first or second toe. All right, so that again, you're now integrating the whole body into the movement. This is exceedingly important. Now, there's been, again, a big push over the last about 10 years or better, 15 years, for the duck demeanor type position, and that's fine. And some of that has to do with the type of athletes that you've got doing that, which are big thighed, not real well integrated athletes. So they integrate a lot better. You integrate the glutes a lot better if you turn that toe out, okay, and you track on that first and second toe. The glutes will be integrated better. So that's part of why that particular position for the big, thick, athletes that are not real athletic, again, have a better chance of integrating musculature in that duck demeanor. But that's just one example of the importance of where that weight is put on the first and second toe. Now, here's one other thing that goes with that is, again, of course, when you're on the first, second toe with the toe turned out, depending on where you want to put it, okay, and you track on that first or second toe, the pressure you want to apply for, again, triple joint extension is going to be through the inside of the foot into the heel. Okay, if I turn that toe in, the more I get it turned in, again, now I want to still track on the first or second toe, but now the pressure, I want to put the pressure in to totally integrate the body. I want to put the pressure on the outside of the foot. I was talking to Blair Prince a while back, and he was saying how he wore out the outside of his shoes. And again, the reason for that is because he had total integration. He's an athlete, athletic movements, and he had total integration because he was, again, of the body type that he could turn those feet in properly and have more of a toe in position, which is more ergonomically positive. But that doesn't mean some great athletes haven't done it with the toes out. I always wondered how Bob Hayes looked like his toe was turned out more than most sprinters. Again, if you go back to his body type, he was real thick in the thighs. So these are just some little tidbits that I think are fundamentally important foundationally for all your athletes to know to move more efficiently. That's what our objective is in the weight room, is to teach them good body mechanics so that they're moving more efficiently, so they're integrating more musculature and they can execute their assignments better. Foundation, okay, tell, show, and repeat, okay? So this is just one aspect of alignment and basic fundamental positioning that we want to go through.